Thank you for joining me here at Torn Reels. Today, actually, very, very, very special guest here. We have Penguin here from DC Studios.
Wow.
How you doing, bro? How we
It's the
doing?
nose, huh? It's the nose, you fucking cunt. Wow.
It's the nose and the feet, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway,
Wow.
so as you guys can guess, today we're actually talking about DC and all the treachery.
Did you say DC?
Oh boy.
Oh my God, it's
Oh, boy.
time!
Oh boy.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hi,
Anyway,
kids.
So,
good to have you on here, Tyler. What's going
what's
on?
up, Tyler?
Okay, anyway, DC, right? So I never get to talk about this because no one cares what you're doing
No one does.
anymore.
Not at all.
Why?
Not at all.
You fucked up.
He had to bribe us in order to take this episode.
Yeah.
Like we
You
were like,
see that? You see that logo? You see what that is? That means nothing.
Sellouts.
All right, you want me to get into this?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay,
Let's
get
go.
All right.
into it.
All right, so we'll start with Warner Brothers. You know, they've been around since what? The 1923, April 4th, right?
It's a hatred for the specific date
It's-
for me,
it's-
bro.
It's the fact that he's so angry that he has dates.
hatred.
He has receipts.
No. Okay. We'll go into here. I'll throw it back up. I'll make sure. I'll make sure it's back on there. See that DC logo? Yeah. Fuck you. Okay. So you started out as independent news, 1938 to 1961. Then Kinney National. Then Kinney Services, Warner Communications, Time Warner Entertainment, AOL, Time Warner, AT&T, Warner Bros, and then you're here. You've been there this whole time. Okay, since 1935, right?
Brief side
Comics-
note. A brief side
Go
note.
ahead.
Warner Brothers also bought Infinity Film that was owned by Michael Franchese and Mobster. But go ahead.
We don't have to get into that. That's a whole
Other episode. Go ahead.
comics wise. They've been doing this since 1935, 90 plus years ago. 90 years ago. 90 years, and you can't get it right. How much time do you need? like there's generations have died. Like,
The great generation has passed.
dude,
Waiting for
okay,
this.
we're gonna skip. I'm gonna skip like what 60 years of video and audio like recordings plus the comics. We're just gonna do the movies right now. Cool.
How many windows must I provide?
Hey, that was a good movie by Warner
And
Brothers.
all right. We'll get to like some of the better ones, like the Superman movies. We
Great
have
movies.
1, 2, 3,
Right.
and 4.
Great
4
movies.
was a little iffy, but
Yeah, 4
we-
was
what do you think about 4, Andy?
I actually have never seen it.
Oh,
I've
that's
seen
right.
the
You've
first-
never seen any.
I've
of
seen
like,
the I've seen the first 3. I've never seen 4.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's great. Yes.
What is it? Number 4 is Fortress of Solitude, right?
No, it's
It's
it's the Quest for Peace.
Quest for Peace. That's right. Quest
Do
for
they
Peace.
fight nukes? His whole thing is to get rid of nukes. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
great.
It's great.
It was a little touch and go there mid movie. Like you're like but it pulled off. I think so. Anyway, keep going.
All right, and then we have my personal favorites, the Batman movies.
Minus Batman
1989.
and Robin. Minus Batman and
Whoa,
Robin.
Right.
Bat credit card.
Bat credit card. Bat nipples.
Bat nipples. Don't,
Bat nipples.
No one
Don't
ever
forget.
talks about bat,
Bat
nipples.
nipples.
Right.
Bat nipples.
That's it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
My first ever Batman movie was actually Batman Returns.
Really?
I never got to see the 1989 one until after. So I was always confused. And then I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I had it on, guys, I had it on this thing called VHS. I had Batman
What's that?
Returns,
Right.
Forever, and Batman and Robin.
See, we had Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and I didn't have Robin. I would always get it from cable.
You're wrong. We didn't have Batman. We had Batman, Robin, Batman Returns, and Batman.
No, I
Forever,
had
'cause
that one.
Batman and Robin is the first movie I ever saw. The first Batman movie I ever saw.
Yes, Batman and Robin was the first one you saw.
Yeah, and I
Good
saw
start.
it with you.
But I had that movie
Oh,
before.
that's the one I saw with you, the Batman
Yeah.
and Robin.
No, I actually had that movie before. It's because you were never really into like Batman and stuff. from
Because
back then.
DC's ass.
Yeah, exactly. But I liked it.
I'm
Me
going
and- me
to
and
come
Tyler
over this
liked it.
desk.
But jump over this desk. It's gonna happen.
Me and Tyler liked it. That's why it's different for me and Tyler because I saw Batman. The first movie I ever saw is the same thing as Tyler. Batman Returns. I had the original Batman, or the 1993 one, right? It was the 1993 one, the first one.
So yeah.
And
no,
then,
no, it's 1989.
Oh, yeah,
That's
it's
the first
1989.
Batman.
I'm sorry. And then the one that was made by Tim Burton with Batman Returns and then Batman Forever, which was okay. And then Batman and Robin was just ridiculous. I was like, bro, this is.
It was it was campy. It was corny.
First of all, the Iceman was the shit.
The Iceman cometh. That's the one redeemable quality. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hell yeah.
Come on! What killed the ice? What killed the dinosaurs? Damn it!
Damn it.
The Ice Age. I love that. It's ridiculous.
Dude, he was in that role. Like,
Oh,
I
he was
loved
in-
it.
Yeah.
He
loved
he
it.
took the suit. Let's
Yeah.
not talk about that.
He has
took
the suit
and he
still.
rents it for like what, $1 a day or something like that.
Yeah.
Still though, I would.
What?
I'd be like, fuck.
Why wouldn't you?
Right.
You have one chance to play Mr. Freeze.
You're
Hell
a
yeah.
millionaire and you can actually rent out that suit for $1 a day, bro. Throw 365 down there.
Right.
And we're good for the whole
We're
year.
good for the whole year.
Yeah. So
I guarantee you that Halloween party sees a shit.
Lit.
yeah, you're done. Your costume's over. You could just go as that every
be
year, and
Iceman
everyone
forever.
would love it.
Bro,
Remember?
he puts sunglasses. He's the Terminator.
Yeah.
He does. His
All you have to do
costumes
is
are made.
switch.
His costumes are made.
Yeah. All you have to do is switch, dude. That's it. Anyway, keep going.
Okay, so you guys like these ones? They kind of classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're classics. I'll take that.
Okay. Now,
The Dark Times.
no,
No, I'm just kidding. Actually,
No.
these are my favorite.
The best ones.
These are actually my favorite.
Yeah.
Which ones was your favorite movie out of these?
Fuck. That's hard.
That's a hard one.
That's a hard one. I like personally. I started off with I saw all of them, but I started off with The Dark Knight with Joker with Heath Ledger, rest in peace, because he was amazing. However, the one that made me jizz my pants the most was Bane in The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I like
my
Dark Knight
god! When
Rises.
I saw that shit in theaters, bro, and when Bane spoke, bro, my dick went immediately to a tootsie roll. It was in there.
Did you see the preview footage before the movie came out? of
No,
Bane?
I saw nothing.
Okay, that's why. Because his original voice, horrible. You could not understand him. They had to boost him
yeah.
Really?
because you
So-
couldn't understand him.
So Christopher Nolan had talked with Tom Hardy during that part, and they said, "What are you gonna do?" They gave him a distorted Darth Vader voice, so it was very like you could barely hear him. And then Tom Hardy was like, "I can't understand anything that I'm saying. I can't, it doesn't really sound like I'm articulating anything." So he came up with the accent of Bane, which was inspired by a Spanish accent from an actor in like early 1900s. I can't remember exactly. And he took that voice, and basically what he does is like when he talks, he like halfway grins, so it sounds like a Hispanic guy. He's like, perhaps you're wondering, like that, and then they add the filter through it,
All right.
so that's why it sounds more darker.
Fuck,
menacing.
dude, that one made me fucking come, dude. Like,
And he told Tom Hardy, he was like, or he told Christopher Nolan, he goes, "This is what I'm going with." He goes, "If you don't like it, I mean, we could redo it again." He goes, "But this is the best voice." And Nolan, as soon as he heard it, he's like, "I'm game."
that was great.
I'm
I
game
like the voice. It's unsettling because it doesn't match him.
at all.
It
At
doesn't.
all.
That's why I loved it.
At
Yeah.
all. It's almost like you sit there in a mystery and go, "What's his real voice sound like?"
Right.
If it's that or if it's the machine.
But then it gets into the whole no one cared who I was until I put on the mask.
Right. But
Like-
what I also like about that one though is that it represents Bane accurately. He was intelligent. He was like a master fucking
more
fighter.
accurately,
You know what I mean?
but not 100% accurately. More accurately.
It's yeah. Andy, I get what you're saying. They got the brains part. It's
Right.
Not he's not just a
A
walking.
dummy
"Oh,
fucking muscle.
brain smash.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like no, like
He was intelligent.
Yeah,
was
he knows what he's about. He can fight Batman in more ways than just like physically. He can outsmart him too.
Yeah.
And
Because in the
and that's
comics,
what
he
they
was
need.
known to outsmart
Yeah,
Batman
well,
every
he
now and
can.
then.
He can. Like
Yeah.
if he really wanted to, he can. He just most of the time he doesn't. Not that he doesn't care about Batman. He's doing his own thing. He's
Yeah.
worried about his own stuff.
Yeah.
And when Batman shows up, he knows he's going to, so he just deals with it.
And
And then-
arguably intelligence. Bane was just as smart as Joker almost. The only difference is that Joker had that recklessness where he was like, "Oh, you fucked up my plan. That's cool. I'll just blow everybody up, and we'll just all
Yeah.
die right
Well,
now.
just all that. It's fine.
We'll just
Like,
all die right now. You think
cool.
my plan's over? I'll just kill everybody."
That's a bigger plan.
Yeah.
No, what I also like though is that Tom Hardy, for this role specifically, he got swole.
Oh yeah.
He
All
was a
that
motherfucking
juice.
swole. So it looked like Bane was already fucking pumped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in the comics, fucking Bane has these tubes where he has it's like a toxin
Venom.
or something like venom that pumps him up and he's fucking huge.
Yep.
And so Tom Hardy already looked juiced. It was
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
It's supposed to be that the venom in that movie, the venom was coming through his mask.
Right.
So it had the receptor of venom, and he would just inhale it. So
And-
he'd be no pain. That's why when the guy says, "What would happen if I take off the mask? Will you die?" He's like, "It'd be extremely painful for you."
For you.
Because it pissed him off to the point where he was in so much pain he just beat the fuck out of the guy.
And I actually want to get onto your point, Sean.
Yeah.
About how see how what you said about the there's supposedly like venom in his mask.
Yeah.
That's another point I have with DC movies is that all the fans, because you guys won't explain your mythos of what's going on in your universes,
Yeah.
we all have to like, oh, maybe there's venom in there. Oh, or we have to listen to the director say it. Why wasn't it said?
Right.
Or why wasn't that part of it? It's
Right.
what are you waiting for?
See,
Put
and
it
it's-
in.
and it's
Well, in the
unlike-
Dark Knight Rises, the one bitch, I can't remember her name, the one that was working with Bane,
Yeah.
she said that it was like a painkiller.
But
That's what
that's
she
not
told
what
him.
venom is.
I know,
Yeah,
but,
but that's not-
but
yeah.
that's what she had said. She was like,
Yeah.
he's using like a painkiller so he doesn't feel pain.
And also, how does he refuel that all day? That's the point of his mythos. Compare that to Marvel, where Spider-Man in this one, in 2 out of the 3 renditions of Spider-Man, he has to create his own webbing
Right.
in the movies. So you see him where he's shooting his web and he'll run out and he's like fuck, and he has to like quickly change it. You'll see Peter Parker as Tom Holland as Peter Parker. He's running around. What does he have to do to go to the school? He has to get his web. So he's running to go to the school to get his web while all this shit's fucking breaking because he has to refuel his web.
All right.
He's not like Tobey Maguire where they were at that point. Marvel and DC during that era were just cheesing it. They were just fucking whatever worked. We'll just slap it together and put
Throw it in.
a logo on it.
Yeah.
And then you had the Amazing Spider-Man, and then a Spider-Man with Tom Holland, where they explain more things, and it's easy to put the mythos into it. Like even with Mysterio in the newer films,
Right.
you explain his mythos, like why he was who he was, what he did, how he was able to maneuver everything. Like it explains it, and in a lot of these movies, it doesn't explain it.
They're afraid to. It's like, guys, I'm a DC fan. I'm there so I could be told this story.
Right.
And I'm gonna get into that later, like especially with the newer movies, about how they do things. That's gonna, I think, be a bigger topic for like each of you, like what they're doing, why no one cares, like where do you guys are gonna see like the missteps, and
Yeah.
I just kind of want your take on that. I'm gonna switch to that next.
Yeah.
So, and before I get there, I just want to actually let you guys know. So DC, like the part of Warner Brothers that's making the DC films, it used to be called during this era. It used to be called DC Films. They've changed it. It's now DC Studios because of
Marvel Studios.
no, well, yes, but also with the differing of like James Gunn and all that, they wanted to kind of switch it up, and they with all these movies, how many of these movies that you see on your screen, how many of them have you actually seen?
I've actually seen all of them besides Black Adam on.
I've seen 2.
Which
Yeah.
two?
Is that Blue Beetle in the corner?
Yes.
Yes.
Get that fucking thing out
I
of here.
saw Superman and Superman vs. Batman.
I saw Superman, Superman vs. Batman,
and Justice League.
League,
Sorry, and
Flash.
Justice League 3. Sorry.
I saw Flash and then I saw Wonder Woman. I only saw Flash because you recommended it and because the only Batman is there. The Batman. The physical embodiment of Batman is there.
And okay, so I've seen up until the Black Adam. I've seen
Oh, I've
Man
seen
of
Black
Steel.
Adam too. Never mind.
I've seen Man of Steel,
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman, Justice League, and the Whedon cut and the Snyder cut of Justice League because I want to know the difference, even though there's really not a difference. The Flash and Wonder Woman.
Wait, hang on. I disagree. The gun version is way more expensive. I think it's
It's
way
not
more
the gun
expensive.
version.
Say what?
No. The Snyder. It has an extra
I'm sorry,
30 minutes.
not gun. Snyder, you're right.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder. He's Did you get that?
Yeah, I did. Bro, I'm
It
dying.
makes more sense.
It makes
I'll
more
give it
sense.
that because with Whedon,
'cause everyone
it doesn't
gives-
make sense.
Because everyone gives what is it, Jared Leto's Joker a huge issue, and I do give him the same issue. I don't like him either. However, in that totally looked like you just did cocaine. By the way, I just want you to know that everyone he blew his nose, but he looks like he was jumping into DC Studios right offhand,
Right.
bro. Like do you know we can see you? Like the fuck?
No, dude, okay, so for those who don't know, I'm very sick right now.
We
so-
both are.
So
Right,
I'm
Yeah.
leaking here.
Yeah, you're so sick that you needed the
I'm leaking here.
you needed a bump. You're so sick. You needed a bump.
You got a little bit of the donut. You know
What am
I
I,
mean?
Amber Heard, bro? What the fuck?
Amber Heard? No, she just poops.
No,
Anyway,
dude, she did that in court, bro. She took a bump at the court.
she did.
She
Oh,
did.
that's
She
right.
took a bump in court, bro.
How you gonna take a bump at
No,
court,
okay,
bro?
so I lied. My bad. I'm so sorry. I lied. I watched Superman versus Batman, the Justice League,
That
Wonder
is called
Woman,
Man
and Black
of
Adam.
Steel, sir.
Whatever.
Man of Steel, sir. Sorry about the dogs. I do apologize.
Yeah.
But
They're
no,
mad too.
they're mad too,
Like-
and with good reason.
Yeah.
Reason.
No, I still, again, as much as I hated the Joker as Jared Leto and everything like that, he did say that there was a lot of scenes that were cut out.
That's why he was pissed.
right. That's why he was
That's why
pissed.
because he was like,
But
I
when
did so much.
But when I saw the Zack Snyder version of Justice League, where for me what saves it, and I know it's a stupid scene, what saves it is the scene where he is where Joker's talking to Batman, and Batman's like, oh man, like you can tell, like, man, I want to fucking kill you so bad, and he's just like la 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 la,
Right.
and then he pulls out the card and he says the same thing about he goes you know, you can tear it up at any moment because I'll be happy to have that conversation about why you would send a ward to do a man's job, and his voice gets all deep, and then he goes, you know, whatever. I was like, fuck, bro. He made it with that one.
Right.
That's actually a good jumping off point because I want to talk about some of the beginnings of the problems that I, as a DC fan,
Right.
actually have with this era. That you literally just almost perfectly said one of my issues.
But
Yeah.
can I say something real quick before we
Sure.
continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the Jared Leto Joker, right? He again, like I said, that he did a lot and he got upset because they took it out, right? But I didn't like the concept of how they made that Joker. That Joker, I understand what they were trying to do, right? They were trying to make it like a modern gangster type thing, like
They
a
took
pimp.
the story. They took the story of him.
Right.
They took the story of him and adapted him if he was Jason Todd.
Right.
That was the initial setup of it.
Hold
I
on,
get it.
hold on. I'm gonna get there. One of my first issues with the modern Snyderverse movies is, and a lot of people have the first problem as when Superman snaps Zod's neck. That's not one of my first problems. I understand
He snaps his
Superman
neck?
killing.
Yeah.
Oh.
My first problem is this. They never
Explain
They don't. What you just said, they tried to. It's those little behind the scenes things where they
Yeah.
keep saying, "Oh, we explained it because some director said it." How about put it in the fucking movie?
Yeah, because this was the issue with this. With this, it was originally supposed to be what they had originally constructed was that Joker from Joaquin Phoenix, even though he did that, whatever, Jared Leto was not aware of that, but they were aware of it. The idea was that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was supposed to be a different Joker. This one was supposed to be Robin, the former Robin, and at the end of the Joker 2, it was supposed to be where you saw the actual Heath Ledger.
And
Right.
It was supposed to be, right?
But too bad he died.
So he
But
was
it-
supposed to be another rendition of the Joker.
Right.
You
but
know what I mean?
It's not in the movie, so
It's
I'm
not in the
sorry,
movie.
It doesn't matter.
So
'cause
you
it's
just
not
had
in the movie.
So you just had these Easter eggs where they
Yeah.
excited you, and it wasn't because in the comic book, Robin gets the shit kicked out of him by a Joker to the point of almost death.
in
and
in the
Batman
death of the
thinks he died.
family comic book.
right? And he thinks that he died, and then what happens is that Robin survived and took over Joker's old mantle as the Red Hood. Because in one of the origin stories, Joker's the Red Hood originally.
I know.
So he took the mantle of Red Hood, and then when he took the mantle of Red Hood, he became this crazy villain. There's a face-off with Batman and fucking and Joker and Red Hood, and they're all talking shit to each other. It doesn't matter. The point is, that's what they were trying to do with this, and then they said, no, this is our Joker because they were trying to get away from Heath Ledger's Joker. They were trying to do their own, I want to do my own shit. So because of a lot of egos, you had this where we all got excited when I saw the trailer. I was like, oh my God.
As
Jason Todd is fucking Joker. This is the
I'm,
shit.
I'm a giant Batman fan. That's awesome. And
Yeah.
they fucked it up.
Yep.
I'm so
you
mad.
Keep
I'm
disappearing
like,
from the screen, by the way.
I know. All right, here. Let me go to the next one. Wayne Manor. It's just burnt down.
Yeah.
They don't explain it again. You can't do something like that. This is the beginning of your universe. It's the start, and you're already doing this shit.
And the thing is that Wayne Manor's burnt down, but it's not burnt down until way after. And then they're starting off their story with this rather than. And I get the origin story is played out. Whatever, you don't want to do the origin story, you don't have to do the origin story. Do it where he starts talking to Alfred about being Batman, where he's like, I'm going on my first run. I'm going on this, or something, or hey, those 2 years that we did Batman for the first time were fucking wild. Bro.
I'm going to get into that because that's what they do in the Batman, and that's the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
And here, let me.
By far, the Batman has the best origin story.
This is not how you start a universe.
Right. And also the fact that Batman is 78 in that comic book. He's not even fucking young. He's like 78.
But no, what
but
pisses
in
me
the
off,
movie,
what
he's
pisses
not.
me off though, is I understand that he has the technology and everything like that, but he went toe to toe with a god.
Yeah.
And I was like, and not only that, not only a god, and this, I'm so glad that you brought up that picture. Not only a god, but he faced off an immortal being, and they were going toe to toe. I was like, how are you going toe to toe with Doomsday, bro?
Well, here's the thing. Batman goes toe to toe with Superman and almost kills him.
Right.
If he hadn't had a heart attack, again, that's the point where you have to bring that into the mythos, because right there it just looks like Batman was a bitch.
Right.
And in the other part, it looks like, oh, you got schooled by a human, Superman, you're a bitch.
Right.
It's like, and that's not the thing. The thing is that fucking Batman had kryptonite on his fucking rings,
Right.
and he was beating the shit out of him. Or he had a glove fused or something like that.
No, in the comics, it's Green Arrow. He makes an arrow tip of kryptonite,
that's
and it
right.
vaporizes.
That's right.
He literally says one of the most badass lines where it says, "It took me years and cost me a fortune. Luckily, I had both."
Yeah.
Like that.
I think it was the not the comic book, the cartoon where it shows him that he has like a ring, or he has like brass knuckles or something
the
like
same.
that.
The cartoon's
Is
the
it?
same.
I remember seeing
it.
another one where he has.
that's
where he
but
has
that,
that. I
that's
don't
what
know.
pisses me off. That's what
What-
pissed me off the most, because he went toe to toe with Superman, which is a god,
Right.
Yeah.
And then Doomsday.
Wait,
Doomsday had
wait.
beaten Superman like nothing.
Andy.
Yeah.
Like,
Andy,
you know what I mean?
Which this Doomsday
No,
or this Doomsday?
That
That
guy.
Doomsday.
That Doomsday looks ridiculous.
that
Yeah.
Doomsday.
You know what he looks
stupid.
like? The troll from Lord of the Rings.
Thank
No,
you. I was
no,
about
no, no,
to say it.
Worse. He looks like Temu version of Abomination from Hulk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
This
the
is
other-
Doomsday.
That's
Doomsday.
Doomsday.
That
That's
was a
Doomsday.
fucking demon. That was a fucking demon.
That's Doomsday.
And no, and what I don't understand is that they whooped his ass like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, do you understand who Doomsday is, my guy?
do you understand that every time Doomsday comes out, Superman stresses?
Stresses.
He
You want to know
stresses.
why? You want to know why? Because every time Superman has killed Doomsday, Doomsday comes back and goes, "What's up, bitch?"
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
And well, another thing I know that they've already said that he is faster. I don't like the fact that Superman is just as fast as Flash, or if not faster than Flash, during the Justice League when he's holding up
he's-
Wonder Woman and he turns
Yeah.
around and he's looking at Flash the entire time as he's running. I'm like, come on,
He,
man.
no, he's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Here.
but not like that. You know
no,
what I mean?
No, he is.
Really?
It's kind of a thing where the Flash, the Flash and Supes have raced before.
yeah,
and
this is in a comic book.
It's kind of a joke where the Flash is like, yeah, I let him win.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but when
he's
it comes
close.
to just speed, it's just speed, but not the
Yeah.
reflexes that
No,
Flash
no,
has.
he has it too.
Really?
Yeah, Superman's that OP.
Apparently, it's a little slower than Flash's, a little bit, but
According
he
to what
can.
Flash
Yeah.
But he can still keep up with.
But
him.
the idea is that in that movie, when he's looking at him, he's like ahead of Flash's vision.
Right.
He's like,
I do want to get to something before we get to the Justice League movie. I want you guys' opinions on this.
yeah,
For me, this is the only part of the movie that I thought was great.
what?
The bat fight.
yeah,
That's Batman.
Yup.
Every single person I
Yup.
know that loves Batman is like, can we get that movie, please?
Yup.
Like,
Yup.
every single
That's the very
person.
beginning, right?
No. It's after he fights
that's right.
Superman. The
That's
whole
right.
Martha thing. That is ridiculous.
That one I liked, and then also the other one where he comes back in the Apocalypse outfit. at the very beginning of the Apocalypse one, where he comes out in the Apocalypse outfit and he starts beating the shit out of her. But that's a great scene, and he's
Out
way
of
more
who?
brutal, and he's fucking killing him.
I don't
Oh.
honestly. I don't
Yeah.
like Ben Affleck as a Batman.
Oh, dude, Ben Affleck is Batman.
I
And
can't.
the reason, and the only reason I'm saying is not with the mechanical suit, is that when you see comic book version and he's just wearing tights and everything like that, and then
You
you
mean
see
this
Ben
suit?
Affleck. Yes.
That's Batman.
That's
Yeah,
Batman.
That's Batman.
and I
I don't like the high tech suit. The high tech suit to me fucking killed Batman. I was like, bro.
For me, I love
not Batman.
I love Ben Affleck because he's as big as Batman. The fact that he has to go sideways to get into the fucking prison door, elite, bro. Your
Elite.
body,
and it's just a silhouette. That's Batman.
that fucking body, yada yada yada. But
Body,
anyway,
yeah.
so
He had that dump truck.
bro, he had them cum guzzlers,
And-
but like straight
Cum
down his
guzzlers,
chest,
I'm
bro.
weak.
And-
Anyway, go.
So I just want to. I think this is a good time because I already showed one of the images, but we're gonna eventually move on to the new kind of what's going on. But right now, I just want to show you guys what DC lost.
Everything.
What they lost.
Henry
Besides a
Cavill.
good
This
ass
is- hold-
fucking Doomsday.
This
and a-
is their This was their Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what they lost. This was their Superman.
The fact that Henry Cavill, like you just fucking dismiss Henry Cavill. He is
That's-
Superman.
He's Superman.
He is Superman.
That's what you lost.
For me, he's a Superman from another.
Wonder Woman.
No, she's ass.
Yeah, she's
No,
ass.
she's ass.
no. But looks wise, I think she plays a good Wonder Woman.
I disagree.
Wonder-
Gal
Wonder
Gadot
Woman-
is not. That doesn't
Wonder
hit.
Woman is beefy.
Right.
Wonder Woman is an Amazon.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
she's one of them. She's one of them. She's one of them bitches that can help you move a couch. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
I saw
Like,
this one. I saw this one like
thick
in theaters.
legs.
I saw Wonder Woman in theaters. Gal Gadot. I don't think she did
Go
great. I
go
don't
look
think she
at
was a great.
go look at Fast Five. Go look at Fast Five when you see Gal Gadot. She looks like an emaciated Jew,
Yep.
bro. Like no offense, but some offense, bro.
Yep.
Get some ass.
Fact.
How you holding your sword back there?
Right.
Not with them cheeks.
Right.
For sure not.
Right.
That's just my thing. But other than that,
Have you ever heard the joke
what?
that where the Wonder Woman blocks like bullets with her bracers, right?
Yeah.
And they're and Superman looks at her. Hey, you know you're bulletproof, right? And he goes, yeah, but I don't want to do that. And he goes, why? And it shows she goes like this, and the bullets are flying off her titties, and her titties are jiggling. And he goes, oh, okay, makes sense.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I get it. now.
So
Like-
with the what I just showed you guys, what's your assessment of them? Because I know you didn't see them all. Is there a reason you didn't want to watch the other ones?
Yes.
Blue Beetle, I don't give a fuck about.
Blue Beetle. Other than the fact that they completely distorted the origin story of
That-
Blue Beetle, whatever, they also made him Hispanic for fucking woke shit.
That
He was not.
actually the second one was.
The second
The
one.
second Blue
the
Beetle.
second one. Did you hear what it said? Second one was.
Oh, and
was
I did
Hispanic.
forget a picture here, but don't worry about it. It was the Suicide Squad, and
Yeah, no, we don't need
remembers
to go to that.
The Suicide Squad, bro. First of all, let's talk about that real quick for 2 seconds. That was an ass movie.
Except for Margot
That's
Robbie's
the only thing
ass,
anyone
ass.
cared about.
Oh yeah, that's all I
Like that's
cared
not
about.
that's not a good.
That's all I cared about.
movie.
They had stupid ass heroes, villains, whatever. They had stupid people like that, and it was just an ass movie, bro. It was
Hot
bad.
take. I did like Will Smith as Deadshot.
There was one scene I liked by Will Smith in that movie.
In the very beginning, where he's scoping out a guy, and he's like, I don't know, bro. There's nothing in my account, man. Like, I don't know what you're gonna do. And then they give him money. He goes, sure, go ahead.
No,
And
my
fucking
favorite
kills
one.
him.
My favorite one is when he's in the prison, and then they bring him a bunch of guns, and he's sitting there. And he goes, yeah, and he points the gun at a guard, and he's like giving him demands, and he goes, and they were like, yeah, we'll do it. And he goes, all right, and he looks at the target, and he shoots, and he goes, you guys gave me real guns. He goes,
And he smells
oh
it. Yeah, he's like,
yeah, and he starts shooting.
yeah, he's like,
But
you
he
gave me
thought,
the real thing.
But he thought it was fake, so he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, you gave me real shit." He goes, "Fuck yeah!" And he starts shooting.
Well, because think about it. There's a comic book where wait, is it Deadshot or Deathstroke? It's Deathshot, right?
No,
Or is
it's,
he
it's he's Deadshot.
Deadshot, right? Oh
He's
yeah,
the one
that's
with the
right.
white mask.
Yeah. So in the comic books, Deadshot can ricochet bullets and fucking he can do everything with the fucking gun. So that's why the fact that it's implied by Will Smith that I could fucking destroy everybody in this room with a gun and they don't show it or they don't show his capabilities is fucking annoying.
Yep.
The fact that the first kill that he does is like just straightforward, boom, okay, cool, we're done. But he never gets into a situation where he has to like get his way out of with just a gun. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, in the whole what is it called? Fucking Suicide Squad. You barely see him shoot.
Yeah.
You see him shoot once,
as opposed-
and then never again.
As opposed to his counterpart, and most people think that Deadpool's his counterpart. No. His counterpart is Agent Zero from Marvel.
Yep.
The guy who can flip his guns and fucking catch him and shit. There's a scene where fucking where Agent Zero is falling on the ground and he puts his guns forward and goes "Gah, gah, 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 gah," and it lifts him back up, and then he goes back to shooting. It's cheesy, but it shows how good he is with his weapon and why his mutation is the way it is.
Right.
And you could have done the same thing with Deadshot,
Right.
Because he's just as good.
I'm telling you, watch Suicide Squad again. He does that scene that I just told you, right?
Why?
After that,
Yeah, why would you watch it again?
no, right. But I'm saying, if you ever do watch it, if you watch it, that scene where I told you about that, where he shoots his targets, right? That is the only scene, besides the one that you were talking about too,
Yeah.
that he shoots.
Yeah.
The entire movie, he doesn't shoot again.
It's like, so what's the point of you?
I'm like, then why are you there?
And then they made it to where like him and Harley Quinn like have like a relationship, which is true. They do. And that's one of the reasons why Joker gets pissed off at him. They do. But they make it seem like they're just fucking. And
Right.
that's not what they're doing. You know what I mean? In the actual comic book, they were like, it was more
Yeah,
intimate.
it's after she leaves, and
Yeah.
it's the glorious emancipation of one Harley Quinn or something
Right.
like
Yeah.
that.
And then they have that Mexican Aztec motherfucker. That when he transformed into like a huge monster that's an Aztec, and I was like, why?
That guy I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, he's a huge
Because I only
fighting.
saw the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the first movie.
That's
Really? I
how
don't
little
remember
I
that one.
remember.
I don't remember that. I remember the guy that was all tatted up. That
That's
had
the
the
guy.
fire.
That's the guy.
Oh, he was the. He
Yeah.
didn't turn
Oh.
into an Aztec guy.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Yeah,
He's,
at the end. Watch, I'll show you right now. Look.
Oh,
No. We'll look at it later.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I'm sure he does, but I just don't remember it.
Oh yeah, he's like a pyromaniac.
Yeah, he turns
I can't
into
remember
he
who-
turns into a huge monster, and it's a fucking Aztec. I was like, why?
That's so stupid.
Like it makes no
It
sense.
probably.
Why?
I don't know much about him. I bet you it makes sense in the comics. I bet you it's
I guarantee you it does.
Yeah, I bet you it makes sense in the comics, but they didn't explain it in the movie. So for people who don't know,
And then Killer Croc.
I was okay with Killer Croc.
I
I was
wasn't.
okay with Killer Croc.
I was
I
okay with
wasn't.
Killer Croc. I
He
like
didn't
Killer
look good.
Croc.
The better version of the Suicide Squad movie is the animated Assault on Arkham.
Yeah,
It's
way better version.
Oh really?
Assault on
Yes.
Arkham is way
Yes.
better
Like
because it's literally the same story. They're breaking Joker out.
Pretty
They're
much.
literally breaking Joker out, and it's the whole Suicide Squad. They're all fucking killing him.
And actually, that's one of the things I was going to bring up. These movies, they're all not all. Most of them are endings to a story. That's kind of what they chop off the first part of one comic book and then staple it poorly onto the end of
Another
other
story.
comic books.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't help. If you want to see good DC material right now, go to the animated series. There's tons of Batman movies,
it's-
tons of Superman movies, there's a Batman animated series, Superman animated series. There's, like I said, Assault on Arkham's really good. Like, you can watch Justice League War, and it's pretty much the Justice League movie.
and the worst part about it is that any movie from DC that is somewhat decent and somewhat goes with the book or the comic book or whatever the stories, they cut it off. They cut it off.
They fuck it up.
Black
perfect-
Adam. Black Adam was terrible.
Perfect
Never saw it,
example.
don't care.
Perfect example. And I know that people. Yeah. Why would we care about Black Adam, bro? Like it doesn't matter.
I heard it was so good, so I was like, all right, I'll watch it. I watched it. I was like, I've
like-
never been more
it
bored
was
in my
like
life.
2 hours of The Rock flexing. I was like, for that, I could just watch
his titties were just
Instagram.
moving. That's
I
it.
could just watch his Instagram.
Right.
Same thing. Anyway, but like one of the movies that I was having my point with about that DC just fucks it up. Constantine. All
Yeah.
the Constantine shit that has come out has been very accurate. The Constantine one with Keanu Reeves, people were like, "Oh, that's not accurate." Literally, the only inaccurate thing is Chaz and fucking the way he dresses. Everything else accurate. Chaz dies in that story, becomes an angel. He becomes a half breed. It's there.
I
They
do
sh-
like how they portrayed Lucifer though.
Yeah,
Lucifer was fucking.
and in the comic books, Lucifer, the one from the show, is actually like the one from Constantine.
Uh-huh.
That's how he acts. He's not like, oh guys, like some fucking like overindulgent British dude. He's not
No.
like that. He's very stern, serious, and yet sarcastic.
Right,
So
but I
he's-
do like the show one too. The
Yeah.
show, regardless if he's like
He's
over
good.
the top,
He's good.
I love him. He
He's
was
good.
amazing.
He's good. And then fucking what they do with the show Constantine with Matt Ryan, that was a perfect intro where he's in Ravenhurst. It literally is the beginning of the New 52. It's literally the beginning of the New 52.
Yeah.
You
Well,
started
that-
off where he is in the mental asylum, and then he tells his backstory through the episodes.
That's a lot of what the films were too. They're the New 52 versions.
Yeah.
But they're like the shittier version of the New 52.
They do the same thing that you said. They take the beginning origin story, and then they staple it to a mid-story halfway through where they know all the characters and they know all the people, and you're like, none of this makes sense, my guy.
Oh,
As a
can we
fan,
talk
I-
about Justice League where none of the superheroes know each other? I was like, you guys have fought together before.
Well, no, not yet. That's the thing. They had them all meet, and the Justice League movie is Justice League War. It's the first volume of the New 52 Justice League
Yeah.
comic.
Oh,
They did it really, really bad, and they
I think what he means, though, is the fact that even in that movie in Justice League, Batman and Superman don't know each other. And they had a whole
Yeah.
fucking movie.
they
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
they don't know each other, and then I think it was Batman and the Flash don't know each other. Cyborg doesn't know Superman, which he does.
But also,
Well-
like, Flash and Batman had worked before together, and Batman and Superman as well, or Flash and Superman as well in the TV show. That's
Yeah.
the point.
Here's the thing, though. Separate universes. That's the
That's
thing
the
they don't
problem.
make
No,
it.
I know,
They
but
don't
that's
make
what
it weird.
irritated me when I
That's
watched
the problem.
when I watched Justice League. I almost called it Injustice. I keep thinking about the game.
Yeah.
When I watched Justice League, they were like, "Oh, we don't know who this guy is." I was like, "How do you guys not know him?" I was like, at least Wonder Woman should know who the fuck that is. You know what I mean?
And it's funny because you go back to Marvel, and they all know each other. Even if they've never contacted each other, they all know who each other is.
Well,
Yeah.
there's at
because
least one of
they
them
keep
that
track of
knows.
them.
They kind of do that with Batman, where he's been keeping tabs on everyone because he has like the files and everything on his computer. He has different recordings and files. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. But you have to. In that movie, they become friends and okay with each other way too fucking fast.
Yeah.
Like they've known each other, but they don't. So they're like acquaintances, but it's instead of being like, oh, I could see them genuinely wanting to work together. It's like, oh shit, they all read the script. They all know they have to work together, so they're just doing it.
Yep.
Like, it shouldn't be.
What is it? The time crisis.
Everyone should know Superman.
Yeah.
That should just.
He makes
Done.
headlines every day.
Yeah, that's Batman. I could understand why they wouldn't know Batman because
Another bump.
that's
Another
not what he
bump.
does.
Make me feel better.
No. Like.
But like you said before, like the Flash and Superman have had races, right? They know each other.
That's in the comics. That's separate.
No, I know, but
this
like,
is a restart.
that's
But do
what
you
was
see
pissing
how?
me off, though.
But do
you
you
know what
see
I
how
mean?
ridiculous it is? It's like you have them at Justice League. It's like so. They just picked up random people and they're like, "Fuck it, you're in."
Yeah.
Like you didn't even.
Like even Cyborg says, he's like, "Why am I gonna fight for you? I don't even know you." It's like, how do you not know each other? Like,
but that's the thing. It's like, however, if they would have formed the Justice League, how they actually formed the Justice League, they all knew each other and they all came together. Like they introduced a few people that were like, "Hey, Batman, hey, yo, my buddy Green, you don't know him? He's cool as fuck. He's like you except with arrows. It's the same
Right.
shit. Like, you know,
Have you guys seen Justice League War?
no.
No, it actually kind of follows. Starts with Batman and Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And Batman keeps making fun of him, and like he takes his ring, like
Huh.
from
Hilarious.
and he's like, "Oh, that's impossible! You can't take my ring." And he starts looking at it, and it's like, "Yeah, that's." And then it gets more
Hilarious.
from there. Superman shows up,
Yeah.
and they don't know each other. Wonder Woman, all that stuff. They all show up and fight Darkseid, same as in the movie, right?
Where was Green Lantern in this?
right?
I don't know.
And Cyborg was in there. Cyborg didn't come in here until like a little bit later.
No, in War, Cyborg is in there too.
Oh, is he
Same
really?
story- Yeah.
I thought he
It's
came in
it's
a little
more
later.
modern.
No,
telling of
Green
it.
Arrow, Green Lantern's not in there.
Green Lantern. Green
Martian
Arrow's not
Man-
in there.
Martian
Yeah,
Manhunter's not in there.
there's no John Jones.
Yeah.
There's
No.
like
There's no John Jones.
no
fucking,
Martian Manhunter because
Yeah.
Martian
that's
Manhunter's
John
in there.
Jones.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
no,
is it
John
John
Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know his name.
John Jones, the Manhunter from Mars.
yeah. There's no Green Arrow. There's
Yeah.
no
No,
fucking Green
They
Lantern.
just didn't
Yeah, they didn't bother. Who else is in the Justice League right now? Fucking
Wonder Woman.
Hawk
No, they
Girl,
have
I
Wonder-
think is Hawk
uh,
Girl.
Who cares?
yeah. Who cares now? They
The,
fucked it
the
up.
the she is actually cool, but
Like,
why didn't you just do the animated series?
like at least with Avengers, everybody knew that the reason that they didn't get like fucking Wolverine and other people
of
was
rights.
because it's because of rights issue. But the
That's-
movie at least still delivered
Yeah.
most of the shit. You know what I mean?
That's bullshit too. That is both that's the outside of the universe thing that I don't like.
Yeah.
But they at least did enough to where you're like, okay, I could see why, and they kept mutants kind of out of it. They didn't talk about them. They still kind of haven't, which is a problem.
Well, they just discovered adamantium, so.
Well, because now you're gonna have 3 Wolverines in this new one. In Secret Wars, you're gonna have 3 Wolverines.
So
you have
now
Henry
they're
Cavill coming out as Wolverine. You have Hugh
Wolverine.
Jackman as Wolverine, and I think there's supposed to be a third one. He's a younger guy. He's supposed to be like what is it? Wolverine from the universe. Fuck. Which one is it?
The one with the big hair.
No, it's not the one with the big hair. It's a younger guy. He's supposed to be the guy from X-Force. He's supposed to be like the X-Force timeline. So he's supposed to be that. He's going to be the one that doesn't know any of them.
They're stepping in to what DC's been doing.
Yeah.
Because they're ruining their universe. We'll get to, that's a whole different thing. They're getting there. DC's already been doing this, and that's the problem. They never got to start.
See, the problem is that I think with Marvel, this is my new theory, and it's a hot take about Marvel as well. With Marvel, I think they're not going that route. I think what we're seeing is after the first phase with Thanos and everything, it's a filler episode. These are filler episodes. These are filler movies to kind of give it more depth and more background. And then now that we're going to get the 2 Avengers movies and everything back on track, it's going to go back to the way it was.
It's going to be...
But with DC, it's all
they
filler.
Fucked up.
Literally.
DC, and I guess we should just get into this. But
I love his attitude. No, the new one? I don't like how the guy looks, bro.
Hold on.
The audacity that you put that guy there and you didn't put Superman Returns on any of the fucking things.
Right.
The audacity.
Okay. I don't blame the actor. It's not his fault. Henry was for some reason taken off. Like, I don't blame the actor. It's not his fault. He's put in this role that people are all mad about.
He's tiny.
He's
tiny.
And he has a baby face. Have you seen him?
Tiny. Well, babyface doesn't matter because Superman was babyface.
I don't get the
Henry Cavill.
I don't get the James Gunn universe. I don't understand.
Yeah, no, nothing makes sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I've seen some of the releases, some of them, and I know my information is actually out of date, because they just apparently they've like axed a bunch of the stuff they said they were going to do, like the Authority. They were doing some of the other Swamp Thing. I don't know if any of that is happening now because they keep changing everything.
Swamp Thing is supposed to be happening now.
Swamp Thing was canceled.
Swamp Thing was canceled?
That's what I'm
was
saying.
Canceled.
Who the fuck knows? Guys,
that's so dumb.
Your DC, your Warner Brothers, take the fucking time and figure this out.
Yeah.
Because Swamp Thing got canceled. I don't know why though, but yeah.
Because Constantine's not in it. That's the point. Swamp Thing was supposed to derive from the story of Constantine altogether, not even mention him.
Well, honestly, it should be separate. They should have them be separate for a while and then do the Constantine Goes to Hell, where he goes with Swamp Thing. He goes to the Green. He goes. That'd be cool.
Well, but Constantine's first appearance was in Swamp Thing.
Yeah, but here's the problem.
One.
Here's the problem.
Really? Yeah, first.
They should have it separate because when they're mixing, from what we've seen in the other movies, when they're mixing, they can't handle it.
Right.
So so it has to be separate.
Because look how elegant this thing is. People think that Swamp Thing at first is this paranormal ass fucking thing, so they call John Constantine. And John Constantine, who's a detective in the paranormal series, comes out and starts examining. But he's just a detective at that moment. He's just a detective. And then they take him and create Constantine Hellblazer, where he's this fucking crazy ass thing. But at first, he's just a fucking detective in the paranormal sector.
Yeah.
He's essentially X-Files is what it is. He's Mulder. He's Mulder. Yeah, thank you.
I was about to say.
He's technically Mulder with a trench coat and a cigarette problem.
Yeah.
Mulder has a cigarette problem. So he just has a trench coat that's brown. And
Mulder wears a trench coat.
Brown, I said. Light brown. All right? Fuck it.
Light tan.
And Sean actually brought something up to my attention. I actually didn't leave something out because I know there's probably some people like, hey, you like Batman, you it's your favorite. Why aren't you talking about this? I don't know. I didn't because I don't know where to put it. Is it on?
Yeah.
Is it not? What are you doing with it?
Is it even part of this universe?
Who the fuck knows?
Or the Joker. Or the Joker, you can even put that up there.
I don't have a picture for the Joker because what was the Joker 2?
Dude,
Why'd you fuck it up?
The director.
oh my
Did you hear
God,
the director's
dude.
explanation? He goes, "I made this movie because everyone else wanted me to not make it." I was like, "I think that's a hint."
Right. Why would you? Okay, so I saw Joker 1. Phenomenal movie. I was like, that's it.
Yes.
I was like, DC's
Yes.
coming back. It's going to come back in a big way.
They
and then,
learned their lesson.
And then, exactly. And then Joker 2 came out and they were like, it's a musical. I was like, nah.
What?
And the worst part about it is that
dude.
Quentin Tarantino went on fucking Joe Rogan's podcast and he was like, "Yeah, bro, I liked it." It's like, you like it because you're a contrarian. Now shut the fuck up. Go make another Kill Bill movie and take some coke so we can get good
Just-
movies. Because otherwise, I don't want you.
No, he's not talking about you, Andy, taking coke. He's talking about.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I like Quentin Tarantino. I like his movies and all that stuff. I like Scorsese. I like all them. But at some point, Quentin Tarantino needs to be like, "Hey, bro, I'll just shut up and make movies because
Right.
that's all you're good at."
Honestly.
all this other political shit and all this other stuff that he talks about, it doesn't make any sense.
Honestly.
I don't know
I
what the fuck
don't
he's doing.
care.
But I thought that DC had learned their lesson. They were like, we're gonna make great movies now, and I was like, let's go.
Right.
I'm down to go watch DC movies. I'm excited because I wanted to see. You know what I really want them to do, and they're not gonna do it ever. But I want to do a Marvel versus DC movie.
No.
They're never
No.
doing it.
I know they're not. I know they're never gonna
That
do
would
it.
be so cool.
That would be
because
so fucking cool.
We've
Like,
seen
yo, come
comics that
on.
do that. We've seen all that stuff that do.
They won't.
Nothing. They won't do it.
They won't do
And
it.
They won't do it.
They are so far behind. This is kind of my conclusion. They are so far behind, and it's their damn fault.
And you know what? I wouldn't doubt if Marvel wanted to do it. I wouldn't doubt if Marvel wanted to do it because with all the timeline jumping and everything, it's not that far to do a
didn't
Marvel
you
DC.
did you never hear? Didn't you never hear what happened? Stan Lee wanted to do it, and the CEO for DC, he was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah, I believe
He
that.
Jim
he
Lee?
thought, yeah, he thought it
Or
was
no,
not
it's
gonna.
not Jim Lee.
I don't know who it was.
No,
but
it's
Stan
the
Lee.
D-
Stan Lee talked to the CEO, and he was like, "Hey, let's do a Marvel versus DC." And the
that's
guy,
the difference because Marvel had the same CEO for the comic book sector
Right.
and for the movie sector, while DC has two different ones.
right? But
Three
they
different
didn't
ones.
want to do it because, and I quote, "I don't think it would make enough money."
That's stupid.
I don't
That's
even
stupid.
care. With,
You're just dumb.
With their leadership, it doesn't. I don't care if there's one person. I don't care if there's five. They don't care.
Yeah.
They're. It's like, guys, slow down for a second. Just chill and make it right. It's
Right.
It's okay. Take a couple movies.
And then where DC is and where Marvel is, DC hasn't established a universe. Like even though people are
At
like,
all.
"Oh yeah, they had the previous." No, they didn't. They haven't established anything at all. It's
this is a
flaky.
redo.
It's like this
And-
is the third redo.
Yeah.
This is the
And-
third redo.
Actually, I did want to get onto that because in the DC fan base there is a whole Zack Snyder and James Gunn hate each other. Guys, no, they don't. If I can read this, it's literally them. They're friends. We knew that people have this view that somehow we have been pitted against each other. Gunn said. It's odd to have someone who's your friend, who you're friendly with in real life, be the guy that is positioned as your Lex Luthor, or I'm his Lex Luthor. It's just such a weird dynamic that's been created between factions online. Do you know how long they've been friends for? Do you guys know why they're friends?
No, why?
Because they started off in grassroots, bro.
No. Zack Snyder directed Dawn of the Dead. You guys did a review on it.
Yeah.
You guys
Amazing
loved it,
movie.
right?
Amazing movie.
James Gunn wrote Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, that's why I said
Yeah.
they started off grassroots together,
Yeah.
like in the very beginning.
Yeah,
That's why I said-
literally. sorry. No,
Not,
but like
not the movie Grassroots or the
Oh,
TV
okay.
show Grassroots.
No, because I hate when they're like everyone's fighting. It's like, guys, we don't need to fight.
my guy, it's
We-
on the
we have-
it's on the title screen. When Dawn of the Dead ends, it says written by.
Yeah, but people forget that they're like, oh, do they hate each other? Are
But
they
here's
bad?
the
It's
thing.
like, no,
Here's the thing. I don't think that's far from the truth. I don't think that they hate each other. I think what he said has more depth. It's not just online. I think DC does it on purpose where they put them against each other.
to try and make like a better product.
Yeah. It's like, James Gunn didn't do it. Okay, Zach, step in, do that. It's like,
Right.
why are you
What
doing
also
that?
pisses me off though, and what I've noticed about DC, the DC Studios, I guess now
Mm-hmm.
it's called, that when Marvel releases a movie, they don't take their time. Marvel doesn't really take the time to make the movies anymore, like they
Yeah,
used to.
like they used
but
to.
they make decent movies, right? So they make a movie and then they release it, and then DC, I feel like goes, shit, we need to release a movie, and then releases
Release
shit.
Batman again for the 8th time.
Yeah, release Batman for the 8th time.
that's what they do
And-
in the comics too. By the way,
and not only that, but they speed up the process of making the movie.
For no reason.
For no reason, because they want to compete with Marvel.
Right.
And it's like, bro, you're making ass movies. Like Marvel used to make dope ass movies, bro.
Yeah.
Dope ass movies. Now they're kind of like just half-assing it.
They're half-assed is it the best DC has done.
Movie. Yeah.
And that's coming from a giant DC fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their half-ass is like a good DC movie.
The only thing I've seen, sorry to cut you
No,
off,
you're
Sean.
good, bro.
The only thing I've seen that I really liked is a lot of the art style, besides like Doomsday, besides some of the dumb stuff, just the direction that they're doing.
Right.
The art style is great. Darkseid looks great. Superman looks great. Batman looks great. Except in the Flash movie, that's a whole nother fucking thing. But anyway, just
And then the Cave
Flash.
Troll.
The Flash,
yeah,
bro.
It just, guys, slow down. Okay, animated wise, watch DC. Animated Marvel is
Don't
not
watch it.
very good.
Don't even try it. Don't even try it.
Try it. It's not good.
What,
You're
animated
not-
Marvel, you said?
Animated
Yeah.
Marvel
No.
is
It's
trash.
trash.
It's trash.
It's trash. It's garbage.
DC animated is
Great.
Marvel
it's
animated.
premium. You're watching a premium product when you turn that on.
Marvel animated was made for kids, for little kids, while DC animated was made for comic fans. That's different. They're made for comic fans.
But you know what? They were made for kids too. Justice League.
Yeah.
It was made for kids too, but it respected the kids. Marvel does not respect the kids when they make their animated
Yeah.
stuff.
The only thing I don't like right now is the fact that they have that show where Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and some other girl are all fucking like roommates.
It's like
And
Birds
they're-
of a Feather, I think
Yeah,
it's called.
Birds of Prey.
Birds of
Prey.
Prey. That's what it is.
Birds of Prey.
that actually is kind of comic thing. It's weird. It's fine.
I don't like the fact that they're. I don't like the. It's maybe a comic thing, but the wokeism is not comic.
Oh.
It's all.
No, that's
Yeah,
and that's
they didn't
that's my
even
issue with a lot of companies now. Like I'm a huge fan of Disney. For anyone that doesn't know, Star Wars, DC, fucking Marvel. All of them went from storytelling, except DC because DC was ass already. But they all went from
It's
storytelling.
not. The stories are not bad. Andy, I will give you some comics to read and be like, holy shit, why didn't they just do this?
I'm talking about
The
just the
story-
movies. I'm just talking about the
Okay,
movies though.
okay.
I'm just talking about the
It's
movies.
like,
No, I'm just
they're
talking about the
not.
movies.
That's the
not
problem.
the comics or anything. I'm talking about just movies. Okay, they went from storytelling, great films, Star Wars, DC. Oh, not DC, Marvel, fucking just Disney in general, right? They started with great movies, and then they became political, and all of them have just gone down.
It's-
significantly.
It's so easy. It's so easy now with a lot of people, and like again, not to get political. It's so easy with people doing the whole woke shit and everything. I understand, and I'm gonna bring this up, and I don't care what anybody says. When Willow Smith tried to do metal, she was like, "Oh, well, metal's primarily consisted of a bunch of old white men." First of all, no. Second of all, Seven Dust. Second of all, Killswitch. Let's do
Whatever
that.
though.
But
Let's do
that doesn't even matter.
No, and not just that. And she's like, "There's like no females. Heart, Girls School, fucking Joan
Arch
Jett,
Enemy.
fucking Arch Enemy, In
Z-
Flames,
what was that?
fucking Lita Ford,
Yep.
Lita
In this
Ford.
moment.
You have
In this
everything.
moment.
In this moment.
Butcher
Oh,
babies.
and-
Butcher Babies.
And both lead singers of Arch Enemy.
Yeah, both lead singer of our. Well, she was from In Flames, so that's why.
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah.
fucking, you also have. You said Butcher Babies, Baby Metal.
Baby metal.
Baby metal. You literally have the quintessential hentai or fucking anime fucking girl
that everyone loves.
Harem.
that everyone
Harem.
loves.
Yeah.
And then all you have is a group of them who do nothing but sing about heavy metal and fucking bang their heads.
Have you seen
I'm
the
in.
concerts?
I'm in.
The
I'm
guys
in.
are bowing to them. I'm like,
I'm
that's
in.
fucking hard.
I'm in.
It's
I'm
with-
fucking in. You don't have to push the female agenda if I'm already in.
That's,
if
and
I'm
that's what
already in
pisses.
this.
That's what pisses me off about like Star Wars too. That's why when I become CEO, everything will be cleansed.
Gotcha.
But in like Star Wars, they did the same thing. They Kathleen Kennedy, go fuck yourself. She wanted it to be just female based. I was like, that's not how you do it.
When
You know what I mean? Like-
I'm gonna take a line from Syndrome. When everyone's super, no one is.
Right.
If you keep doing those scenes where it's a bunch of girls, are just like, oh, cool, any random girl can just be a superhero.
Right.
Awesome. But when you have, or any girl can be this tough thing, but when you have like a Princess Amidala who was fucking 11 years old when she was elected as a queen
And stopped an invasion.
and stopped multiple invasions, not just one, multiple invasions by the Trade Federation. And she's 14 and having a political discussion, and she's a fucking badass.
And that's what pisses me off about DC too, because I feel like they hired Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman for that reason.
Yeah.
Not because she looked. Not because she looked.
But
No, I disagree 100% with you. Not because she looked like Wonder Woman, because she really doesn't.
Yeah.
Right? In my opinion. But she did it because it was just a different, brand.
Let me put it to you
Like,
this way.
the Amazon was not the fucking Amazonian Wonder Woman is not Hispanic.
You wanted to actually well, they look Hispanic. That's why.
They look
So,
Hispanic, but they don't.
You wanted to actually have a good Amazonian woman. How come you didn't take one from a very close region? Brazil. You could have had Amanda Nunes. You could have had a few people from the UFC giving them a fucking fat ass contract, be like, hey, you're Wonder Woman. Get in shape today. And they would have been like, dude, you would have seen fucking Amanda Nunes come in there stickety stacked, bro.
And-
like with the best physique.
Wonder Woman, just the Amazons in general, it's like, here, you can do woke and it's completely fine. Because there actually is...
They were a female-based fucking
Warrior
superhero.
society,
They
bro.
were a
Warrior
society
society.
of just women.
Same thing happened. Same thing happened in fucking Avatar. You had the Kyoshi warriors who were all women,
All
the
you
most
had to do-
badass one, and you did nothing with it. You did nothing with it.
That's how you do wokeism, though, because Wonder Woman and the Amazons were a female-based superhero
it's
like
explained.
complex that they were just fucking. They were on par with Superman.
Well, Diana is.
Well, whatever.
Not all of them.
But that's what I'm saying.
But no, they
they're-
had this. They still had, regardless if he
No,
was,
but they still have power.
they still had a
they're
lot of
just not-
power, and not only that, they were great warriors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, they were great
And they didn't
Amazonian
do it.
warriors,
And
and
they
they
didn't do
did
anything.
nothing with it.
Again, I
Oh,
go back.
and by the way, at least in the animated series, at least in the movie, I don't know the comic. I think it is like that in the comic. When Kara Zor-El, when she comes to the planet Supergirl, the Amazons train her.
I wouldn't know that because they didn't show that there.
Yeah.
You know, and
That you could have your female empowerment, whatever moment, because it actually is part of the story.
it's part of the story.
Supergirl is. Oh my god, dude.
No, going back to what you were saying about Disney, when you had that, you had Princess Leia who was being rescued, and when shit hits the fan, she grabbed the gun and said, "Let me.
I'll do it.
myself. I'll do it myself."
Fuck you mean?
This guy's a professional fucking smuggler, and this other guy is a fucking
Jedi.
Is a Jedi in training. He already has shown promise where he's like, "Oh yeah, I bulldoze womp rats with a fucking gun." It's like,
And they were getting overwhelmed, and she goes,
yeah,
give
I'll
me
take
the gun.
it. Da,
Pa,
da,
pa,
da, da,
pa.
da. And then shoots a fucking canal and says, "Let's go down this trash chute, or we're gonna die. Pick
Pick
what you
your
want.
thing, yeah.
Fuck it, let's go." Like that's how you do it. Again, Avatar, you had their entire set of villains was women. The main three villains
Yeah.
was women. You had you had Azula.
Azula.
You had fucking Ty
Mai
Lee and Mai,
and Ty Lee, yeah.
and they were the best fucking.
But
villains
and that's
ever,
what also
bro.
is pissing me off about regular Disney, like the Disney, the princesses and everything like that. They used to have Mulan. Mulan was a girl that went to war as a man and fucking won against the Huns.
Yeah.
And now they're doing like things about like, oh, that we have to stop the main person because he's treating everyone bad because of how they are and shit like that. They're trying to do political shit in like the Disney realm.
No, the fact that
like, no,
the fact that Mulan went to war and General Li Shang is dependent on her to save his life, and the Emperor at the end of the movie, at the end of the animated
you only
movie,
get one of those every dynasty,
bro, he literally looks at everything. He goes, "You destroyed my fucking palace. You did all that." He goes, "And guess what? You saved us all." And he goes up to General Li Shang and he looks at him because he knows that he's digging on her. He goes, "You don't meet a girl like that every dynasty." And you're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
Fact.
Just
keep that."
Whatever you do, if you really like that movie like I do, don't look up the actual history.
Oh yeah, no,
No.
it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. The actual history is atrocious. But
Yeah.
the way it shows up, it shows how a badass female grew up, took her dad's place, so much that the ultimate sexist, which is in China of the emperor, who's supposed to be who's supposed to reinforce male, says, "Hey, bro." She wanted $1 million, dog.
She
You better
wanted
hit
$1
that
million,
shit.
bro. You better
and
hit it.
Don't pull out, dog. Like,
And
keep it in there.
that's what pissed me off about the Justice League when Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and everything come out and they're trying to fight Superman. I was like, Wonder Woman is almost as strong as Superman. I was like, why are you having such a difficult time?
Yeah, why are you struggling?
Like, you shouldn't be struggling as much as you are. Like, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Superman's gonna whoop her ass.
But
But you shouldn't be having that much issues.
that's
should
the problem.
be the issue should. she should have issues,
Right.
but not right away.
But not that many
Right.
issues.
But no, he like grabbed her by the neck, lifted her up, and
See?
she was done. She was done for the match.
But if they showed it more that everyone is desperately trying not to have to like they're even though they know they can't hurt him, they're still trying not to hurt him. But they don't show they don't show this shit.
No,
they
don't.
don't.
I don't.
They don't. They just hope
don't know.
like you get it. And I should not have to go with you guys to the movies and then when you guys are coming out like I don't understand any of this, then I have to explain it to you.
Like Dune.
That's not
Like Dune.
that's not okay.
Dune is horrible.
Dune was fucking terrible.
Let's
Well,
not
we
get
were
into
gonna
that.
do it part 2, but no, we
I
decided
watched
not.
part 2.
That's your
How
problem.
is it?
I watched part 2. It is good, except they fucked up Cheney.
If you hear accept, it's not good.
Except they fucked up Cheney.
If you hear accept, it's not,
not
good
good.
at all. It's not good at all. But what is it? No, with that's the problem with that DC's been having, bro. Like DC just needs to be consistent, pick their characters, and stop making everything Batman, bro. Not everything needs to be gritty.
Right.
Not everything
No,
needs to be
right.
dark.
Okay,
Not everything.
Okay, at least for a little bit. You know what? Maybe make everything like I and I'm saying this because I have the same problem. Maybe if it's this bad, maybe make everything Batman because apparently that's the only thing you can do.
But no, but that's what
But
makes
they-
Superman
but-
bad.
exactly.
Because if you would have
No,
had
what I mean is make a Batman movie
right
with Ben Affleck.
with
Right.
Ben Affleck.
So people actually come,
No,
pay
'cause-
money to see your shit.
'cause here's the
and
thing.
then you can like.
Because here's the
move
thing:
on.
when you had Man of Steel, they made it super gritty, and again, that's not Batman. That's not Superman at all. What you should have done is Man of Steel, very light, happy. Oh my God,
He was
campy.
he was the
Reportedly-
symbol of hope and peace.
He was the
Reportedly,
symbol of
that's kind of
cheesiness.
what this movie is going to be. I'm actually okay with Man of Steel because I wanted a more down to earth Superman, but
Yes.
not
But
he's
not
too much
Batman.
Batman. He's too
But
much Batman.
but the Superman in the comics is the fucking is like All Might in fucking My Hero Academia. He was all, "Hi guys,"
I'm
like,
here.
He
That's
was
how.
yeah, like
that's how
he
he's
was-
hope. That's
He's
how
hope. He literally wears hope on his
Right.
chest.
That's
Yeah.
what Superman should have
Yeah.
been in the first Man of Steel, and then the second one you should have made him go through the tragedy and then
Right.
change the filter,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden he's a very dark version
Darker,
of
yeah,
Superman.
exactly.
And then he has
have
to
Lois
remember.
Lane die, which she dies many times.
And then he remembers, oh, by the way, I have to be the symbol of hope for these people, so I can't be gritty. And then he goes back to, hello, I'm here.
Hi, I'm
You know what they
Superman.
did? You know what? Andy, by the way, I the killing of Lois Lane. I don't do that because that gets into the whole
Fucking witch killing of Lois Lane, all of them.
All of them.
All 45?
Don't do that as part of the story. Do that if you have to. Way
Later.
later on.
No,
because
I would
in Sons
say-
and Justice. What they did is they took Batman, made him super brutal, and then he lightens up once he becomes part of the Justice League. Except they didn't show any of him before. Nothing. They just they plop you into part 3 of a story, and then they're like, all right.
Yeah, they made
Go ahead.
Superman. They made Superman bipolar,
And
that's
then-
like you did nothing.
It's like I'd be okay with Man of Steel if Superman, if he was like okay, like what you're saying where he's a little lighter. Have the movie be the same except for him. Have
But it would
Zod
stand
be
out.
have Zod be serious. Have everyone else be serious. But he comes in. He's like, hey guys,
Huh.
You should have
he should because he should be out of time.
Because
He should-
during the time of Zod, you see during that Man of Steel movie, you see that iconic scene where Superman goes, "No!" That should have been the tragedy. The first movie,
Yeah.
no Zod, just have him be campy, whatever, blah blah blah.
Oh,
He
okay,
should have
that's
been
what
like
this
Captain
movie
America
is.
and Marvel.
Go against no. Even more
save
than that.
a puppy from a tree.
Right.
Do it.
Do
Save
a
a
little
puppy from a
layup.
tree.
Do
Yeah.
a little layup.
Yep.
You face a lower villain. Do a little layup, and then all of a sudden, the second movie, Zod comes in, and then you have that scene, and all of a sudden, everything
Gets
goes
dark,
gritty,
and he becomes
becomes
not
an
dark
asshole.
not dark Superman, but he becomes dark Superman. He's
A darker Superman.
A darker
Like,
Superman.
oh shit, I actually have to be serious.
He doesn't have to rescue dogs from a tree. Now he's okay. I have to protect the world. This is the shit. Like,
and
this
then
is happening.
and then show that transition again after Zod, where he starts lightening up again, and he's like, "No, I
Right.
have to be the
Right.
symbol of hope. I have
or
to give
do
you
or
guys
do it the
peace."
other way. Or do it the other way. Have him be all cheery and super high, and then Doomsday comes out, and he thinks Doomsday. He thinks Doomsday is
needs
gonna
to
be nothing.
a couple movies after that.
Right,
Yeah,
no,
like,
but that's
have
what,
it
but
at
I'm, what,
least.
that's what I'm saying though. But what I'm saying is like have him be jolly and happy and hope and peace and shit, and then have Doomsday come out. He thinks it's a joke because he's never met Doomsday before, and
Yeah.
you know, whatever. And then Doomsday's fucking him up, and then he goes, "Okay, now I gotta get serious.
Yeah.
Now it's the time."
Or if you were going to
Well,
continue
not
with
be,
the
you
same
know.
trajectory, have Man of Steel 1, Man of Steel 2 with Zod and everything, and then if you had Batman versus Superman, have Batman and Superman be completely polar opposites. Batman super dark and gritty. We need to kill everybody, blah 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 blah, and fucking Superman is like, well, I mean, he doesn't kill, but you know what I mean.
Right.
And then
right.
Superman comes in and goes, "Hey, bro, how about we just smell dandelions?"
Yeah, right.
Okay,
Why don't we just
not
smell
for movie
dandelion?
three.
Yeah, it's like for a minute.
I think that's the problem. Not for movie 3. It needs to be after they establish the Justice League. After a couple movies, Batman versus Superman should happen around the time for like, you know how Marvel had like tons of movies before and like Endgame and like
that should be Endgame
Infinity
and
War?
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman.
But they should have it. But
they should have Dark Side before Batman versus Superman.
You know what's
Right.
gonna make? You know what's
But
gonna
they
make
should
things
have.
sad?
But they should have showed. They should have showed Superman fighting Doomsday before, because he fights Doomsday way before Batman and
Fights him
Superman.
multiple
And you
times,
know
but
what?
the first time he,
And you know what? It sucks because everyone's like, well, you know, with all the trajectory, you know, they'd only have a certain amount of time to prepare it. I'm going to tell you guys something. You want to know when the idea for Superman and Batman and all that stuff started coming out? Like, they were going to release that movie? During I Am Legend.
Huh.
That little poster, they actually confirmed that was an Easter egg for a movie that was supposed to come out. So they've had more than one decade already to figure this out, and they
thank
haven't
you.
done it.
And thank you. That's why I said the timelines in the beginning. 90 years.
Yeah.
How much time do you fucking need?
Right.
Yeah.
Like-
to make a movie good, because
Just
they like in the competition of just the movie studios, right?
You're
In the
losing.
movie, you're losing.
You're losing.
Incredibly.
No,
You
no,
lost.
No. Yes, they lost. Deal with it. Now build
Yeah.
back better.
Yeah.
Like,
Comic books, they're hanging in there, but not really.
no.
Not really. They're hanging in there, but not really.
No,
And the only thing that they're
DC
going for that's good for them
DC
is
hanging in
the
there.
animated
Is
the
that- no,
animated
No, no.
shows.
DC in the comic book world, it does okay.
Yeah.
Batman does
Yeah,
good.
Batman's the best.
Right. But
Batman's
that's
the best
but,
one.
but DC shouldn't bank on just one character.
But that's what they did.
like right now,
that's
right
what
now,
they did.
Marvel is just banking on Iron Man, and then now it's banking on Captain
No,
America.
no,
only.
no, Andy, I'm sorry, you're incorrect. It's not banking on Iron Man. It's banking on Robert Downey
Robert
Jr.
Downey Jr.
Right.
That's
which is
the problem.
Which is also a problem because if you see Marvel as a collective, each superhero is not dependent on anybody else.
Right.
Almost all the superheroes are just as famous. If you find someone that likes what is it, Captain America, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna like X-Men, and 9 times out of 10 they're gonna like Punisher. Why?
Captain
That's
America's
me.
ass, by the way.
Why?
That's me.
But why though? Because all 3 of those people served together in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Punisher, Frank Castle served with Logan and fucking Steve Rogers.
Yep.
And Steve Rogers and Wolverine have been together since World War II. So
Well, it kind of depends on the run, but a lot of the times the Punisher, he actually, I don't think he served with Cap, but he respects Cap because Cap is everything he's not.
they
He
have
doesn't
they
kill.
have a comic where he does Desert Storm with Punisher.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Again,
but that's what I'm
not
saying.
as big a Marvel, but he
At that point, I think Wolverine was going through the Weapon X program, or
Okay.
he was supposed to be going through the Weapon X program during like Desert Storm or whatever that war was, because it's not officially called Desert
Yeah.
Storm, but it's Desert Storm.
Well,
you know
what
I mean?
bothers me though is that the Marvel universe and the DC universe try to focus on only one character and don't put any other effort into the other characters.
DC universe.
Well, Marvel too, because
No, not
Marvel
Marvel.
right now. Listen, because Marvel right now is only banking like Tyler said on Robert Downey Jr. Right?
because they fuck themselves.
Yeah, right. Because literally, but they don't. I feel like they don't put like. I just watched the new Captain America movie. Right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
And,
horrible.
it's terrible.
It's horrible.
But
We're gonna do a review on it. Don't
right.
worry about it.
But it feels like they didn't put in as much effort as they did in the first 3 Iron Mans.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
They didn't put in enough effort as in like Endgame
But
or
also
Infinity War.
But also, I'm thinking, like I said, I think these are just filler
Filler
episodes.
episodes.
They're filler episodes. But DC's whole career is a filler
Is a
episode.
filler
No,
episode.
It's like, I want the
it's not.
excitement.
It's not a filler episode. It's hopping in at season 1 on episode 8 of 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then then demanding, hey, what about the other episodes? What about the other 7? And DC goes, why do you need that?
Yeah. We explained the recap on number 8.
Like-
It's like literally you missed the first season of all
They
the
released the boss fight and never how they got there.
It's like what is it? The Dark Skies? Oh no, not Dark Skies. The one where they tell you, oh, this is how you roll, this is how you strike, boss.
Oh,
And you're like,
Dark Souls?
Yeah, Dark Souls.
Bro, Dark Souls in the in like the beginning of
that's
the
Dark
tutorial
Souls 2.
says this
That's
is how
Dark
you
Souls
fight, this is how you roll, and then they go, okay, go through this door, and you're like, okay, it's a boss, and you're like, why, dude?
Why are you
And
automatically
then no,
starting with
and
an
not
L?
only that, to progress in that story, you have to beat that boss.
Yeah.
so you're sitting there for hours.
I don't want to step on any toes, but I think that's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Always people say with Elden Ring and Dark Souls. What do they say? Get good, scrub. Hey,
Get good,
DC,
scrub.
how many times you need? Get good,
Good,
scrub.
Good scrub. Yep, I agree. I'm with that. Like you said, I think this is a good place to end. I think we've done enough damage. There definitely will be a part 2 to this. We're gonna
100%.
do Captain America and a few other ones through there, but we're eventually gonna come out with a DC part 2. I think that does it. DC, get better, scrub. See you guys.